Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, ghouls and goblins. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Welcome. And so we're going to talk about some day trades, go over what's hot and what's not, try to improve upon our entry models. And I'm just relaxing today. I got coffee on tap, and we just finished our trading session here for the morning, and a successful one at that. So yesterday we talked about Beyond Meat, right? It was entering the gap. No time for coffee anymore, son. And we're talking, off 52-week lows, bottom play. Sure, we could talk about the gap, and then we've got even a second gap if we really want. And then if you're actually going to talk about turning the company around and being profitable, we're gonna get over that 200 moving average on the 1 day and base upon it, right? So potentially just bottom of the bottoms there for you yesterday. Not my cup of tea. I'm Canadian, Alberta beef, AO. I'm not eating plant burgers. If I did want to go vegetarian, I'd just eat a can of beans. I'm sure it's far cheaper. The state of the economy. Do people have the extra dollar for a fancy bean burger when they can just literally eat beans from a can at like a tenth of the cost? It seems suspect to me. A hard sell, I guess. However, it's more of a market mechanics than fundamental play, I believe. They did some debt restructuring, so sure, call that fundamentals if you will. But I just don't see this company being a hit in America, right? You guys are burgers and hot dogs, and the current climate just doesn't scream vegetarian to me at all. And then on that note, inflation is rampant. Groceries has never been more expensive. You really have, again, that extra 90% premium to pay for your beans to be pushed into burger form. Like that's crazy to me. However, that's just what I've got. So this could potentially be a play at 185 million market cap right now. So what is the burger company worth? Is it worth $1 billion? It could be, because I've seen some crazy things this week. So keeping an eye on it. We'll see how it unfolds. And that's my style of trading. Is we get in early. We're on plays first day, second day. And then we can scale out along the way, and then we're not overexposed to what could potentially be a top-heavy play that we'd maybe not like to get involved with anymore, right? So, this is definitely doing its thing. Filled the first gap. It's in the second gap. We have that upper band around 276. So let's see if that fills moving forward. We did, kind of reject that gap this morning, or I guess that was yesterday morning. But then throughout the day, we get into it, challenge the consequent encroachment, and then this morning we finish the fill and kind of hold, which is aggressive, and then reject the second gap and then the consequent encroachment. You guys know what it is. It's the same pattern every time. And then we're going to get the gap fill, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's what we've got going on here for Beyond Meat. Just watching it, not my play. BOF was on the scanner today. This had Q3 results, and it's a food company. We've seen those doing pretty well recently. So checking it out. It's got some volume, that news pop, view up breakdown, the reclaim. This would be nice entries here and scalp it up. It does break down, but it's holding to 200. Maybe you get a reversal. If it doesn't break view up, don't even worry about it. Doesn't matter at that point. Garbage stock. And, eyes on it. And then GSIT. We had this yesterday. We were killing this yesterday. And it double topped this morning. Actually made new highs, I suppose, at $19, which is pretty cool. But they had an offering. It was about 10% of their float at $10, which they had a 35% sell-off. So that is, in my mind, an extensive. It might be like exacerbated. It's overdone because it was really only 10% dilution, right? So it shouldn't have gone down that much. So I'm checking this out. I'm waiting for a reversal signal here with a stop loss below that lower band, right? So if we're going to take a play, we're looking for this reversal signal, right? And then our stop loss is going to be below this gap from yesterday. It gapped up here. So this is going to be really good support for us if it can hold. And then maybe we can scalp it up from there again. they did 50 million offering, and at the time it was worth about 500 million. So a really hard sell off, considering how light that offering was. The dilution wasn't substantial at all. Um, and then DLFI regains full compliance. This is a bit of a bad play for us the other day, but we're still swinging this and looking to add this potentially long term on the 1 day, as long as this 21 can hold, right? Um, we'd really like to see the 200 hold and reclaim, but if the 21 holds, we're in a good position here for a long term reversal. And this is kind of what Beyond Meat has the potential to do, right? So let's go back to that, where we're swinging off bottoms, right? And then we want to get the price above the 200 with that reversal signal to go on an extended run, kind of like QBTS did last October, right? Whoops. Oh gosh. What have I done? So see how we had um, these lows here with a reversal, rejecting the 200. But once we reclaim it, then the rest is history. And the stock went from, $1.50, about $1, all the way up, above and beyond to $46, right? So there is the potential there. Okay. NERV, this actually has news that I like. This is the big play for me today. I did stop out a little earlier under VWAP, which is unfortunate, but it's holding VWAP nonetheless. So it is what it is. I wanted to get a couple other things done with my day. I didn't have time to really hands on it as much as I would. And I told myself, stop your runners under VWAP. It is what it is. Sometimes this is going to happen. Announcing financing of up to $200 million for phase 3, schizophrenia treatment or something. So they have a medication if approved, which is like the pipeline is, ready to hit, which is good. And, they had at the time like a 50 million market cap, and they're getting 60 million of that 200 right up front, which is really good. And then that 200 to come. So that's typically what I look for in my news, is something that has a fiscal, amount to it that I can compare to the company's current market cap, right? So, a company gets, revenue or a contract or, financing, like a private placement we've seen the other day do really well. That's what I look for. And then, how many times larger is that number than the company's current market cap? And then we can scalp it up, right? Similar to we do volume. We want low volume, average, low daily average, and then the high. So if we take a look at this, our 30-day, the RANI is actually kind of messed up. This is the wrong one. That's our next play, which is continuation from the other day. So this was it. Sorry, had my tickers mixed up. We get in this on the news pop right away. We see kind of break view up and reclaim. We're in it here, right, with our stop loss below that breakdown or that pullback, right? Same setup as I do every single time. You should be able to replicate this by now. We get our 1-to-1, we get our 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1, and it continues going all the way up to 146% from our ads, not even from the low, just from where we added it and are managing our own risk, which is really cool. Along the journey, we did have a downtrend breakout here, which is really nice. And then that uptrend was supported multiple times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, market open and we go, which is pretty cool. So a fantastic play for us, and it's holding, it's consolidating. Let's see how this holds out, as we've seen multi-day runners, be around the block. And then RANI is the last one. We played this the other day with our entries down here at about $1, which is pretty cool. And that is up 176% from our original ad. And then today we did a pretty decent play here as well. Roughly 30% from our ads. And let's see where this goes. This had a price target increase to $11. It's only $3. And, I was talking yesterday how I'm looking forward to that on GSIT as well in the coming days, right? We have the initial run, right? Then we have the price target increase. And then, on the following quarterly reports, we can see if any companies took an active stake in the company, and that'll push it higher one last time, and then we can hopefully start scaling out, our long-term runners, right? So that's kind of the roadmap there. Not a lot to go over today. The S&P 500 did have its downtrend breakout the other day, yesterday, which is really aggressive, and we're kind of holding that, which is good news. So I think at a certain point we're just kind of looking for all-time highs again, right? Around that 673. So we're right there. We're just under it. One good day, and it's a go. It sounds like tariffs are being pulled back again. And this is how things are going. It's like, oh, tariffs are on, tariffs are off, tariffs are on, tariffs are off, and you just have like these massive areas of opportunity. That's the best possible way I can put it. And there's a lot of people making a lot of money trading these signals if they have the courage to do so without any inside information. But I'm sure there's people with that information that are really acting, because look at how aggressive the buyback is, right? So it doesn't look as natural as it should be. It's very volatile recently, but it is what it is, right? So that's all I have for you today. Our GameStop video will be out later. We did have that Ryan Cohen interview, which is pretty decent. I'm going to give it a second watch and maybe do some highlights today for everyone as well. And yeah, just have an amazing day. If there's anything I can do to help, please don't hesitate. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all a little later.